For the past 2 years, the COVID pandemic has been changing the whole world in ways we could never have imagined. It has been changing the way we work, the way we relate with each other, even with members of our own families, the way we recreate. Our whole lives have been affected by it. And there's no indication when this may end. It has changed also the way we think. And again, we're still trying to grapple with what this whole pandemic means. For the past 500 years or so, the achievements of science and technology have enriched our lives in a multitude of ways. Medically, technologically, economically, so many different ways. And through all of those benefits and achievements of science, people began to think that we could do anything, that science could answer all our problems. And even some scientists who should have known better began to think that way. And in time, many people began to think, oh, we don't need God anymore. And a kind of a secularism spread throughout so much of Western society and Western culture. And then along comes this pandemic, and suddenly we begin to realize that we are not fully in control. We cannot do whatever we choose to do. That there are great limits on our abilities. But above all, it got us thinking, or will get us thinking in time, more deeply about the whole purpose of our lives, the meaning of human existence. We have been hearing about death on a daily basis for 2 years, whereas before it would have been a relatively rare event that we would have heard about. But now it's a daily reminder of how fragile our hold on life is, how limited our time on earth is. And this then begins to open up to us new questions about the meaning of life, about our own dignity, and above all, about the meaning of God, the revelation of God. What part should God have in our lives? This is only beginning to happen. People are only beginning to ask these questions. And yet they are there and they are surfacing in a way that hasn't happened for a long time. The thing is that we cannot come to know God by our own efforts. We can know that He exists, that He is our Creator, by the power of human mind, by the power of human reasoning. But to know God, it is only if God Himself reveals Himself to us that we can come to know God. And this is what we are celebrating today. This stupendous mystery of God's love for us, of God's desire to reveal Himself to us. Jesus did not become man to be close to us. He became man to make us close to Him. He came down to our level to bring us up to His level. This is such a stupendous mystery that everything God wanted to tell us was revealed to us in one single word, and the Word was made flesh. As we saw in the first reading, the people that lived in darkness, that walked in darkness, has seen a great light. On those who live in a land of deep shadow, a light has shone. It is the revelation of who God is. It is also the revelation of God's plan for each one of us. God doesn't just love humanity in general. He loves each one of us personally, more intimately than we love ourselves. He knows us more intimately than we know ourselves and is concerned for our well-being. So this time we are trying to deepen our grasp of God, to remove any obstacles within us to receiving this tremendous gift of God. But we're also called to share that word with the whole world. It is the whole world. I bring you great news of great joy, a joy to be shared by the whole people of the world. And of course that joy will be shared only insofar as we bring the gospel to other people. Every Christmas we wish each other a Merry Christmas, a Happy Christmas. We're not talking about funny hats and crackers and mince pies when we talk about happiness. We're talking about the happiness of knowing that the Savior has been born, that we are destined for eternal salvation. And if we have that happiness, then we can face anything in life, good or bad, suffering or joy. We can face it knowing that God is with us and we are destined for eternal happiness.